9 out of 10 businesses fail, blah 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 blah. This is why your clothing brand is going to fail. My name is Ben from BinhHustles, and I've been hustling. Make it make sense, make it make dollars. Let's hustle.
They don't really like it when I step in. They gon' try to top me, but I'm all in. Saying like me better when I'm ballin'. Drop top coupe in a foreign Lamborghini. I don't like her cause she fiendin'.
According to industry experts, 9 out of 10 businesses fail within the first year. In this video, we're gonna explore what are the reasons behind the failures that these businesses are going through and why they fail within the first year. Let's get started. One of the biggest reasons why clothing brands fail is because of financial reasons. Financial management, financial overspending, underspending, we'll get into that. Just misuse of spending, and they're just starting these businesses without any experiences in managing business funds or finances. And this can lead to a lot of different problems. Like I said before, overspending, underspending, overpricing, underpricing, and just overall poor cash flow. As a result, these businesses will go down and you will not turn a profit. Therefore, they will just give up or quit because they're not making enough to cover expenses, if you have any expenses besides the cost of the products. And that is one of the biggest. Another thing I want to add to is make sure if you're ever starting any sort of business is to always separate personal finances and business finances. If you have your personal, this is how much you make personally, like how much you pay yourself. This is how much you can spend personally on whatever you want, drinks, food, gas, car, whatever. And then your business account, that one is focused on how much can you reinvest, whatever your costs, expenses of the business itself. Business finances only. That's one thing I learned back then, and mixing those two together is not a very good idea when you start a business or just any business in general over time. And that is a very big reason why majority of businesses or clothing brands fail. Another reason why clothing brands fail is because poor quality of products. People will be selling you $30, $40 hoodies that are just not made that well. They're breaking apart. There's just like lining stitches everywhere. The fabric's coming off. The paint's coming off. You see the embroidery. It's like coming right off. You could just keep pulling it and keep pulling it, keep pulling it forever, like sticky, like string cheese. And consumers have a very high expectation of what your brand is, especially let's say if Louis Vuitton give you a hoodie and it was like a hoodie you could buy at Marshall's for like $20, like you're not gonna spend $200 on that. And over time, people will buy it once, realize it's not good quality, and they just won't come back and buy from your brand again. So having high quality at a very reasonable price, or reasonable price for its quality, is a very big reason why clothing brands will fail or will succeed, is due to the fact of their pricing, quality, and just overall quality. It's going to be very difficult to build a loyal following, loyal audience if your clothing brand doesn't have very high quality and they keep getting these products where you're buying these products and they're falling apart, and I keep having to buy this every month. I like the design on it, but the way it's put on the hoodie or shirt or whatever it is, it's falling apart, and like I can't buy from you again because if I do, I'm gonna deal with the same problem, and I just don't want to buy from this brand again. And that's where the quality comes into. So investing into very high quality products at a very reasonable price for your side as the cost for the business is a very big plus, and is a very big must, I should say. It's a very big must that you price and get these quality products at a good cost where you could sell them for a little bit higher with a higher margin. And you want to make sure whatever you're selling, you're very confident in selling, because if you're selling a very shitty hoodie for $100, people are gonna look at that and they're gonna buy it once and they'll be like, oh, this is crap. Or they won't even buy it because they see it that it's crap. Like if you sell it online and they get it in their house and they're like, this hoodie looks like I get it for like $10-20. I can go to H&M and buy a $30 hoodie and the quality is even higher and better than what I bought now from your website, and they'll never come back again. And having that quality is very important. Me personally, I like to have very high quality products because I'd be confident in selling what I can sell. If I sell you a $60 hoodie, I gotta make sure the printing is good, the embroidery is gonna stay on, the hoodie itself is soft, or whatever the feel of the hoodie or the vibe of the hoodie. If I sell you something, does it come in a bag? Does it come with any package, stickers, thank you? Basically that customer service side. So if you're your own, you're selling on foot, like foot traffic, and you're trying to sell it to your friends, you want to make sure that you yourself are the salesperson. You're very confident in selling the product that you're selling, because that is your name brand and you are basically the face of your brand. And not only just the quality of the products, is you have to identify what your brand is. Big thing is brand identity, and I have a video about that that too, like all the steps of creating a very successful clothing brand. Brand identity, you got to figure out, like, you can't just have a streetwear brand and then have like athletic wear, or like have athletic wear and the hoodies feel like they're streetwear, or like the 100% cotton, they're like super heavy, like how am I supposed to wear this to the gym? Focus on brand identity. And what is your brand? Is it designer? Is it streetwear? Is it sportwear? Is it daily wear? Is it casual? Is it business? You just need to have that identity for your brand so that you can keep going and scaling with that, because otherwise people will look at your clothing brand and they would just get confused. Nike is very strong in having their brand identity as being sportwear, but also you could wear it as casually. Regular shoes and streetwear, a little bit of streetwear, but not too much streetwear. It just so happens that it bleeds into the trends of the streetwear. Streetwear community still wears Nike, especially with Jordans. And identity is still sports. Comparing Nike with Lululemon, Lululemon's more athletic wear. Elf Elite or Gymshark, those are very gym wear. So you can't really compare those two. But you know you can't compare those two because those are two different brands, because they have two different brand identities. And that's exactly what I was trying to get at. Especially when you look into like Young and Reckless, you can't compare Young and Reckless to Nike. Those two are different brands and brand identity and two different audiences. And the next big reason why a lot of clothing brands fail is because they don't know how to market correctly, or how to strategically market their products to certain audiences. So you need to figure out brand identity is a very big one, because once you figure out your brand identity, then you can start to target the marketing side, which is your target audience. What type of people are going to be wearing your brand? Don't get this the wrong idea, but like, you can't be selling this type of clothing to this type of group, because it just doesn't work, it doesn't fit, and it doesn't fit your image, your marketing strategy, and your overall image. Like, you can make products for that specific group or that specific whatever, but you just know that the identity is still going to be there for the general idea of your brand identity. Be very specific though with your marketing strategy and target audience. Like Supreme does a very good job at targeting audiences that go into streetwear, skater wear, but obviously people who are not into skating still wear Supreme because they like Supreme and they like the streetwear, so they kind of do both. But their main identity is skater, which is fine because now they have two brand identities combined into one, which is totally fine, but you need to learn how to market and strategize with that. With also marketing, strong media presence, you're posting every week, keeping your audience updated. Just want to make sure that you're still catching their eyes every week, every month, or something like that. You know, keep them updated. That's the main reason why I have this YouTube channel, is to keep my clothing brand alive. Pushgreatness.com and use the code Hustle for Greatness for 15% off your entire order, whatever you like, at pushgreatness.com. Go check it out. But you want to be able to keep your audience up to date and just make sure overall that you have that brand identity and what it is for. You just don't want to go too far deep into like you have this brand and trying to sell it to every single, like everyone. If you were to just sit down and strategize a very good marketing strategy, you could really focus on the target audience that will buy, because you're targeting that brand identity to the right target audience. But you also need to market something that really stands out from the rest of the other clothing brands. Like I said in a different video, don't worry about your competitors. Just figure out what they're succeeding in that you're not doing, that you should be doing because you're not succeeding in. Find out what they're succeeding in that you're not doing, and find out what they're not doing that you're succeeding in. You know what I mean? Capitalize on what you're succeeding in that the other brands are not doing, but they're succeeding in something else. Kind of like an X factor. Like, find your X factor. Find the reason why Nike's blowing up. Find the reason why Adidas blew up, Kanye, Yeezys, Jordans and all that stuff, Supreme, you know, all the streetwear, to build a hype. Find your X factor, stand out, and promote, market. That's a big reason why clothing brands fail, is because they don't have a really good marketing strategy. So how can you avoid pitfalls in the clothing brand industry? First, you want to make sure to manage your finances correctly. Separate personal and business expenses. Have them separate. Don't be in the same bank account. And have like a spreadsheet of your finances and understanding where expenses are, how much it costs, how much are you making, how much can you actually take home, what are your margins. Just overall have really strong management and organizational skills of all those finances. Second, focus on creating high quality products, because those high quality products will go a long way, and it will bring you to a point where you can scale it a lot higher to a lot better audience, and understanding how you can keep promoting these products because you're confident in selling what you are selling, and that will bring you a lot further in scaling for your clothing brand. Third, develop a very unique brand identity that stands out from the rest of the clothing brands out there. You want to have your X factor, like it says. Find something that you stand out. Like my buddy just started his clothing brand, and he didn't even have the physical product yet, but he had a digital mock-up on his website, and he had an audience that he grew himself. He was able to get 6 sales within the first 12 hours, not even having the product in hand. His X factor was that he was planting a tree every time someone bought a hoodie. That is a very strong X factor, especially for someone who just started out. Finally, marketing. Okay, when you're dealing with a lot of these stuff, no one's gonna know if you have a good product if no one knows about it. You could have the best product, but no one knows about it. You could have the best hoodie, but no one knows about it. So how do you get the people to know about it? You market, you promote, you build a marketing strategy and a marketing campaign that showcases why your hoodie or shirt or clothing brand is the best. Not compared to anything else. It's just the best. Marketing is a very strong one. So those are the big reasons why 9 out of 10 businesses fail within the first years, because they're not understanding these type of concepts. For me personally, the reasons why a lot of clothing brands fail is because they just give up. They get to the first obstacle, they give up. They don't even start their first sample, they give up. 9 out of 10 businesses fail. Majority of the time it's because they give up. Okay, I like to say this a lot. It's not a race. It's not how fast you can finish the race. It's how long can you last in the race. It's how long can you last in the marathon. It's how long can you keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. Yeah, you can have a break, have stop for a drink or eat, but how long can you last in the game? How long can you keep going and running and further and down the road? How long can you survive? How long can you live? How long can you thrive? It's not how fast you can thrive. It's not how fast can you build this house. It's how strong this house is going to last, right? You never see someone trying to I'm gonna build this house the fastest. I'm gonna build the fastest house ever. I'm gonna build this house so fast, everyone's gonna want it, right? You build the house so fast, the house doesn't last. You gotta build a house that lasts. You gotta build a brand that lasts. You gotta build yourself to last. It's not a race. It's no longer a race. It's a marathon. How long can you go for? Remember, the clothing brand industry can be very tough, especially when you're first starting your business. If this is your first business, I highly recommend you start the clothing brand as your first business. It teaches you a lot about marketing, quality products, sourcing them, marketing and like shipping them out, and customer service, website and all that stuff. You want to start a very big company. Clothing brand is going to be your stepping stone, because you'll start to understand finances and how to start an LLC, what kind of LLC do you do, taxes, and it'll just start to give you those basic baby steps to starting a bigger company. It's okay to fail a clothing brand. Even though 9 out of 10 clothing brands fail, you have to also remember 1 out of 10 clothing brands succeed. Focus on the successful clothing brands and apply it to yours. You understand what I mean? You're so focused on, I don't want to do a clothing brand because 9 out of 10 clothing brands fail. Okay, why did they fail? And not only why did they fail, but what are the 1 out of 10 clothing brands doing that they're succeeding in? Learn from that. Learn from them. Just remember, X factor, learning that, hustle hard. And also a big thing. Anytime anybody wants to start a clothing brand, I always tell them, buy a sample. Buy samples. You don't want to get a bulk of 100 hoodies and then you can't sell them because they're a piece of, and you're not confident in selling them because you didn't buy the sample, you didn't know how it looked, you didn't know how it feel. Buy a sample, okay? I cannot stress that enough to anyone that wants to start a clothing brand or any type of business that deals with product. Buy a sample. Buy many samples. It goes a long way. My name is Ben from BinhHustles, and I've been hustling. Make it make sense. Make it make dollars. I'll see you in the next hustle. Peace.
They don't really like it when I step in. They gon' try to top me, but I'm all in. Saying like me better when I'm ballin'. Drop top coupe in a foreign Lamborghini. I don't like her cause she fiendin'. Wifey saying she agreeing. Drop her off for my girls well being. We both got deeper meaning what we believe in. They don't really like it when I step in. They gon' try to top me, but I'm all in.